Hello and welcome. What the fuck? We'll just restart that. Blip, 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 blip. Here we go. Hello and welcome to Three's a Crime, a true crime podcast. I'm Tori.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Lindsey.
And that's our intro.
Here we are professional podcasters.
We're podcasters, bitches. You can call me a valley girl because I was legitimately born in a valley. So I am a valley girl and I'm fine with that. And it's your favorite movie ever, even though it's so weird. Valley Girl.
Oh. I only love it because it's so weird and Nicolas Cage is hot in that.
No, he's got mangled teeth in that. It's not attractive. But I was proud of myself because I'm watching this movie and the main girl is talking, not the girl on the poster, as we've
girl
discussed.
on the goddamn cover.
But I'm like, who is that? Who is that? And then finally I was like, no, it is. It was Phoebe's singing partner who wrote the jingles and then took Smelly Cat.
Oh, I was like, Phoebe.
And they made it a commercial. Smelly Cat, Smelly Cat.
I remember that.
What are they feeding you? Smelly cat, smelly cat. Yeah.
You do a Friends reference once a podcast.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I've just noticed. I didn't know you
that.
liked Friends that much.
I mean, so when I lived in England, so I don't know if people know this, but when you live in England, you have to pay a license to have a television.
What?
Yeah. And so, and that pays, because you've got like all the BBC One, BBC Two, BBC. So all of those are like basically PBS, right? So anybody that has a TV can get those, but you have to pay a TV license. And I think you even have to pay extra for color. So when I was in England, I didn't have a TV. I only had my laptop, which I could watch movies on, but I didn't really bring stuff with me. And I couldn't rent movies there to play because
they have
different regions.
Yeah.
And so Sophie had all of this stuff on her hard drive. And she had basically the entire Friends series. And so I had downloaded it from her.
Yeah.
Please don't come after me, FBI. I was in England. It didn't happen here. Don't come after me for copyright infringement. It wasn't my fault.
HBO Max is going to knock on the door next.
But it was literally the only thing that I had to watch for an entire year.
Oh my
God. I know every single episode by heart, who said what, line by line. Because again, it was the only thing I had to watch.
Makes sense. I understand. When I lived in California, funnily enough, as Chris Peterson says, that I watched the OC. Like that's all I watched on repeat. And they filmed on the same beach on Redondo Beach, where that's my beach.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Ooh, I'll go there every day. Look at that. That's my beach."
I just like how Redondo sounds. I feel
Redondo.
like that's a fun word.
It is a fun word.
Redondo.
I really want to hear about this.
I'm
like
a new
really
guy,
excited
and his
about
name
this.
is Redondo.
I'm changing the subject already because
She
I really
needs
want
to
to
hear
hear
about
who's having sex with dead bodies. I need to know.
Yeah.
All right.
I read your trigger warning earlier because it made me laugh. But go ahead and read
it was
again.
pretty good. Yeah, Lindsay. I was like, Lindsay. Why did that sound weird? I don't know. Lindsay.
Tell us,
It's me.
Linz.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so I am doing my story on Elyse Pahler. And you guys, I asked you guys, but you haven't seen Jennifer's Body.
Have not.
I have when Michael and I first started dating, but that was like 7 years ago, and I just remember thinking it was terrible. Like cheesy terrible, but I can't stand Megan Fox.
Oh, I definitely
I
didn't
told
watch
you
it
that
then
I was.
'cause I don't like
I was like,
Jennifer
Tori,
Fox.
Megan Fox is in it. You're not gonna like it.
Yeah, it was like I went into it. No, I was like, okay, Megan
I don't know
Fox
what it is
just-
about her, but man,
I
she
would-
just
She's one of those
bugs.
people that's a terrible actress,
Yeah.
but she gets in everything because she's hot as hell.
I don't
think
even
she's a
know that
good
I think
actress.
she's that hot. Anyway,
She's not that bad of an actress.
I feel like I don't like her acting. Maybe
but I can
haven't
understand
seen,
it.
I've
I
only seen that in Transformers. with
I hated her.
Oh.
I hated her in New Girl. Like I hated her character. I hated,
I
and
liked
I
her
mean
in New
maybe
Girl.
she
New
was
Girl, yeah.
a
She dated
pharmacy
Nick for a
rep
while.
that took Jess's room while Jess was on jury duty, aka pregnant in real life. We gotta be
The
quiet,
movie is
sorry.
very good for me. I think it's funny and campy and gory, and I like that. But they based the beginning of Megan Fox's story on this story. In the beginning of Jennifer's Body, she's like hangs out with the band and they take her to the woods to pretty much sacrifice her to whatever so they could have a good album. And like Adam Brody is like I just loved it because it's stupid. But
is it funny? Isn't it like funny?
it's super campy
Yeah.
funny. And she
So
ends up being possessed and
it's
like
not scary at all, right?
not really.
So when you said that this story is loosely based,
just on the beginning.
then
the
you
sacrificial in the
really meant
forest
like
part.
loosely based.
Yeah, because this is Diablo Cody, I think, is who wrote that. And she took a twist on that and was like, let's have her be possessed and then fucking get revenge. But then she really liked her power, and then her best friend, it was a whole thing.
So just the sacrificial in the forest part is
Just the band wanting to kill her to get
got it.
Good music. Okay, so this is a trigger warning. This is very graphic. There's a lot of fucked up weird
Graphic
shit.
as shit.
Yes.
Is what her notes say.
Trigger warning,
Oh.
graphic as shit.
We have a windstorm in the background.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And I want everybody to know that we are literally risking our lives to bring you
good content.
good content.
You
true.
Patreons pay for our funeral.
Right.
I'm gonna say we got like a storm warning,
Yeah,
so there's
so-
gonna be like a lot of trees and
60 to 70
Whooshing.
mile an hour winds
Yeah.
going on.
Ethereal whooshing.
whooshing.
Ethereal whooshing. Okay. Elyse Pahler. Elyse was born on April 24th, 1980 in Templeton, California. She was the oldest of 4 in her family. She was described as a super sweet girl. She was a theater kid. She was active in sports, and she sang in the church choir. She really wanted to be famous, either a fashion designer, model, or actress. And her sister said this about her, quote, she was very dramatic. She always wanted to stand out in a crowd. She was likable and not afraid to talk. I didn't find a lot about her. I fucking struggled.
I mean, that could be me.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't ever shut her mouth.
Yeah.
That's me, not Jennifer. Sorry.
So
I'm gonna get fired.
I don't think so. At this
We
point.
can't afford to pay you unemployment. So.
Yeah. And you're the talent.
We only
so
make
what the fuck?
$100 a month. We can't afford it. Oh God.
Elyse and her family lived in Arroyo Grande, California. Not Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande, California.
AG, California. I'm just call
Okay.
it that. It was a very small agricultural town with only one public high school. And I got the feeling that there wasn't much for kids to do. And I looked up the city on the Googles, and here are some treats I found. AG is known to be haunted,
Of course,
Lovely.
it is.
but mostly it's just the pizza parlor called Klondike Pizza that has a, quote, friendly ghost.
What would you do for a Klondike pizza?
Ghost. Pizza ghost.
Pizza
Ghost pizza.
Ghost pizza. If there's a traffic jam, it's probably because the roosters.
Traffic
See,
jam.
if you were on your phone
Yeah, Tori.
watching a video.
Don't worry, Lindsay. I'm listening
Thank
to
you.
I'm
I appreciate it.
listening.
Were you looking at a reface?
No.
I knew it, Doug.
She
Knew it.
has been addicted to the Reface app.
Tori,
and keeps
we've
sending
lost
us
her.
Random videos of her own face on someone else's body.
So many refaces.
You should
So
do it on
addicting.
Megan Fox's body. Actually, I have one of me on Megan Fox's
God.
body.
We should post that.
Yeah, obviously. Hello.
See if you
guys
can
should
find
be
Let
one
us know if you
of
want
her
to
in
see
that
our
movie.
refaces. Reface, sponsor us.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh
okay.
god.
All
Okay.
right. Rooster stopped traffic.
Yeah.
Ooh, child. Things are gonna get
Will you let her talk?
I was going to talk about how
all
we
around
really
me are familiar faces.
Oh, I'm bad. I'm the worst.
So we released Hotel Cecil the same time last podcast released Jack Unterweger.
Unterweger.
So if you want more of a deep you want more of a deep dive on that fucking piece of shit.
Did you listen to it? I didn't listen to it. Did you?
I listened to the first half of it. It was like last time when I was just like, "You're going all the way back to that," and Lindsey or this other one.
This other girl.
I just spit in everybody's mimosa. Oh my god. This other one.
Emily.
I'm podcaster number 1. We all need numbers. Podcaster A.
So, Emily. See, I already forgot what we were talking about. But I refuse to speak now until the end of this episode because they're being
We'll
mean
keep
to me.
you- oh my
They're
god!
being mean to me.
Don't martyr yourself on this podcast. I swear to God.
Lindsay, can you stay on track?
I know.
Stop,
I mean,
stop
holy
getting so
cow,
distracted.
right?
I
Okay.
apologize.
Lindsay's the type of person too that would be like, "I'm really sorry, you guys. I really didn't mean to. I really didn't mean to.
I didn't mean to get so off
I didn't mean
track.
to get so
Oh
off track."
God. Okay, so roosters. Roosters were at the roost. So the Oreo, whatever the fuck,
Ariana
AG, Ariana Grande. It's also home to celebrities like Harriet Quimbley.
Who is that?
That's it. That's all they had listed.
Oh.
She is a fucking badass. She was the first American woman to earn a pilot's license.
Ooh, bad
Yeah.
bitch alert.
But that's the one celebrity. And they said you can even make your own ice cream flavor at Doc Bernstein's Ice Cream Lab.
That's
I wanna make
adorable.
my own
Yeah.
ice cream flavor.
Where is this? Doc
It's in
Bernstein?
California. I'm not.
Oh, that's
I
right.
think
Ariana
it's
Is that
Grande,
place still
California.
open, Doc Bernstein's?
probably. It was. I mean, these are newer facts from their website.
Oh yeah. Okay, so people, if you want to be Patreon, send us money, and we will take a trip down to California and try Doc Bernstein's. And we will make a Three's a Crime ice cream
Oh my
flavor.
god, that'd be great. Yeah, because they keep it.
Oh, cool. Okay.
They keep the flavor. Okay, so I was just saying, with all of these options, I can see why teens would be bored and want to party and do stupid stuff as teens do. But like rated PG-13 shit, not the kind of shit that happens later with these three dumbasses. Yeah. Okay, on July 22nd, 1995, 15-year-old Elyse was hanging out with her parents. She got a call from an acquaintance friend saying if she wanted to hang out and smoke some pot at a eucalyptus grove.
At the eucalyptus grove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That smells amazing.
I like eucalyptus. a
Yeah.
lot.
She told her parents she was going to go to bed, but she went to her room and snuck out.
Did you guys sneak out? Did you ever like climb out a window and sneak
I
out?
had boys sneak in. I did not sneak out though.
I never did. I was just my mom. I would just go.
I was a good girl. I was like
My
a
mom
good
would just
kid,
be
though.
like, depending, you know. I was a good girl. I didn't want to make my mom
Yeah,
sad.
I didn't like want to sneak out. I didn't really want to like get in trouble. Sometimes I'd be like in a situation with friends and whatever, and like they'd go smoke pot, and I'd like go do it with them. But like I never
Yeah.
snuck out. And boys like snuck in to literally like just hang out. Like, hey, want to come over like watch a movie, and none of our parents will know. Awesome, cool.
That's so cute. So she met up with Jacob Delaschmutt, Royce Casey, and Joseph Fiorella. I'm not going to try.
First names.
Yeah, I have them by their first names. These boys were around her age, between the ages of 14 and 16. She recently had met Jacob at a Mariposa Recovery Center, and they were both there getting help for drug and alcohol abuse. And she went to school with Joseph, and Royce was just a friend of the two guys.
How old was she at this point?
15.
15. Okay.
So I did a God, I wrote this late. I
Okay.
did a little side story because these fucking dudes were in a band called Hatred. and they
Oh.
said it was death metal. It's not death metal. It's just fucking.
And Lindsay knows death metal because she was listening to death metal while she was working on this.
I know.
You
So
and I-
like,
what kind of death metal do you like?
it depends.
Like when they're like,
Any bands? You probably have it on like shuffle or whatever, where
Yeah.
it just shuffles all the.
Yeah. So like I have a little side story. When I was 15 and 16, I started going to shows here in Spokane, like local bands of the kids I went to high school with, and like other local kids and
That's
some
cool.
adults around. And the first one I remember, I ever went to, it was in a church basement.
That's fascinating.
But some were Christian, some weren't. And it was we saw Self-Inheritance and Suffice. Now, if any locals who went, they'll know what that means. I went to high school with the people in those bands.
Cool.
And so that like it changed my life, and I don't know if I would be who I am or alive if I didn't like have that
Mhm.
escape. So oh no, because music became everything to me. So I get that whole world and I understand the passion.
Music is like music and
Is-
pop culture, and that's like very much your
Yeah. It's like my
who she is.
yes. Like
Yeah.
I grew up and learned through movies and shows how the world works pretty much.
Yeah.
Which is good and not good.
I
Well,
love
I
that.
mean, when you live a sheltered
Yeah, and I
life
was the
where
only
parents
child.
are literally shielding you.
Yeah. Grew up very Christian.
That's that is kind of how you learn about things, because outside of yourself, because you don't experience them,
Yeah.
you don't have anything to compare it to, and so it just kind of that is reality to you.
Pretty much. Yeah. So it like gives you a community and you feel like you belong and you just feel really you feel like you're cool.
Mhm.
So the boys, they're in a band called Hatred, and then I said I'm assuming they were probably really bad, and I can picture them now opening for the band everybody else wants to see, and maybe like 3 people are in the front while they played, and there's like one dude in the front, it's fucking wasted and like flailing, flailing
Mosh
himself
pit by
about,
himself.
and that's the guy you avoid the whole night because he's just
Oh,
gonna get more and more
absolutely.
drunk.
Yeah.
So the boys said they practiced Satanism and they were obsessed with the band Slayer. Slayer's gonna come up a lot. They say that's
my
death
God.
metal. That's not death metal. I'm sorry. It's just fucking metal. The fucking articles that some of the people wrote about how evil death metal is ridiculous and full of satanic panic.
You and Michael should do an episode talking specifically about music. You guys sound like you have very similar tastes and pop culture, actually.
What is music does he like?
Metal, death metal, all the things.
Screaming, screeching.
At our first date, he played it in the truck when he picked me up. I don't remember what the band was now, but I remember he's like turning up the volume and he goes, "Oh, do you love Amon Amarth?" And I was like,
Oh my god.
And then he goes, "Oh, everyone loves Amon Amarth." And like
No,
just turns it up.
That's not true.
And then I married that guy. So I mean,
That's like me with Bren. Okay, we're gonna talk about Satan.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you about the satanic panic.
Sorry, I just was almost like, yay, Satan!
I know, I even heard you say yeah.
Well, we're gonna talk about that because
About yay, Satan.
about Satan not really being the issue.
My mom is sending me.
Oh my gosh, she's still sending you fucking pictures of this thing. Why?
Now she's sending me that.
Ew.
And
No.
so when we were talking about where we get our weirdness from, my mom
That's-
is
yeah.
very into just weird.
Oh my god, that's totally in
Like
your
if
blood.
she could, she would decorate her whole house in like shrunken heads or something.
So a lot of the articles I read during my research compared this case to kind of like the last breaths of the satanic panic because it was from like the 80s through the mid 90s.
The death rattle, if you will.
Kind of, yeah. So the satanic panic, moral panic, or satanic ritual abuse is kind of like that's the most technical thing that they call it.
Terminology.
It was a modern take pretty much on witch hunts. And so it all started in 1980. A book was released, co-written by Canadian psychiatrist Lawrence Pastor and his psychiatric patient Michelle Smith, and eventual wife.
Oh, that's no bueno.
That's not how you do shit.
That's not. No, be better.
Yep. The book was called Michelle Remembers. The book set off the whole fucking satanic panic, and it's bonkers. This whole Lawrence was treating Michelle at a private practice in Victoria, BC. She was being treated for depression related to having a miscarriage. Michelle told Lawrence that she had something important to tell him but couldn't remember what it was. So during one of the sessions, Michelle began screaming at Lawrence for like 25 minutes straight. Right after the screaming, she started talking in the voice of a 5-year-old. So after 600 hours of hypnosis, they recovered the following. Michelle's mom and others were members of a satanic cult and had ritually abused her as a child.
Is this kind of what sparked off the whole, like, there was a period of time where, like, all of these people were having these recovered memories of being abused by their parents.
That's satanic panic. Yeah.
There we go.
So this book then recounts the sessions she went through in therapy of the satanic rituals that she was forced to attend. She was allegedly tortured, locked in cages, sexually assaulted, and forced to participate in some of the rituals. When the book came out, they toured like all over promoting it, and they even went to the Vatican because it was
They wanted like an
taken as
exorcism,
truth. It was taken as truth, and they're like, "Oh, you're doing." Because apparently, I think she also used Jesus, Mother Mary, and another person in that deity to like fight these things. So Michelle's father absolutely denied all of this. Her mother had passed in 1964, so her mom couldn't, defend herself in any way. He had said she never mentions her 2 sisters during any of the sessions. So where were they?
Right.
They're also Catholic. Lawrence and Michelle divorced their spouses so they could marry each other during that whole thing. While they were doing the book.
And how does he still have a license? Because like you're not really supposed to,
probably not
be.
I hope not.
You're
not supposed to bang your patient.
No.
Oh, you're not supposed to bang them and keep treating them at the same time.
Right.
That doesn't work.
No. One or the other.
Yeah.
Right.
Bang or treat.
So no instances in the book could be correlated to the real world, and they also never reported any of the abuse that she said she had, because you need to.
Right.
You're supposed to. So, and all the fact checking came back as this was all probably made up, but it caught like wildflower. It caught like wildflower. Whatever. Fucking god damn it. The conservative. I got my book report. Okay. So the conservative Christians took this and fucking ran. There's Brent. The conservative Christians like fucking took this and ran and really used it to scare the shit out of people to get whatever money. They really, and it turned really political. So psychotherapists, self-help groups, religious fundamentalists, and some law enforcement started seeing Satan in fucking everything. So psychiatrists were thinking that the voices in their clients' heads they're possessed by a demon, but in fact, they just truly had dissociative identity disorder.
It's fascinating to think that, like, for a brief period in time, like, actual mental health professionals were like, oh no, this is definitely woo-woo.
Yeah.
Like, they were, like, full into the woo.
It was like they went full into one side of the, like, no balance, like just straight to demon, straight to Satan.
Like, it's just fascinating.
And no
that, like, science wasn't the main.
Yeah. So, and also child abuse claims became accusations that the kids were being used in satanic rituals. There are over 12,000 accusations nationwide of satanic child abuse. But police were never able to substantiate any of the allegations.
It was the Q before Q.
Absolutely. Because if you go and research this, it goes into conspiracy theories and it goes...
Like,
It comes back in cycles, like the
So
witch
weird.
trials, and then you got
Mm-hmm.
McCarthyism I was reading, and then
Mhm.
this.
And now QAnon.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine going on record and telling you all that I think QAnon is nuts. If you're a QAnon person, send us an email. Tell us why.
I don't know anything about QAnon except that there's a new documentary, and I remember hearing of it, but I don't know.
There you go.
So I'm gonna watch the documentary.
Don't believe in QAnon either. It's just
I will tell you after I've watched
do it.
Yeah.
That'd
Is
be
it an
good.
episode?
Make up
What
your
is
own
it?
mind.
Okay, I'll read up on it.
Yeah, because I don't know.
Report back.
So, because of course this is my world, last podcast has a series on this. They go really in depth, and they also have it's episode 68 through 69, and then they also have a series on the Franklin cover up where that was also talked about. Like government was doing satanic rituals on kids, but really they were using the kids as blackmail to get powerful people in their grasp, kind of.
Gross.
Wow, so like you didn't even make anything up. They just pulled from.
That's why, because that's all true. So then that adds just like
Oh.
the kernel of truth to
The
these
stuff
conspiracy
now.
theories, and then you
Right.
can just add whatever to
right.
kind of mix it up. So back to the story. That's what's happening right now. It's like the early 90s. People are still really conservative, and it's not like how it is, you know. So their band was dumb. And saying that they practice Satanism is, again, not true Satanism. It's just playing with powerful imagery and cult shit.
Like what they thought Satanism
Yeah.
was.
So what they thought Slayer said Satanism was.
Right.
So true Satanism doesn't believe in the devil. Satan isn't a physical or spiritual being. There's no heaven or hell. Those loyal to the Church of Satan are actually atheists who accept all genders, sexualities, sexual preferences, and races. Be who the fuck you want to be, and we will take you as is. So these fucking boys, the three boys, they listened to
Their
Slayer
shitty band.
in their shitty band, and they saw the satanic imagery and liked it, and their anger and frustration were perfectly funneled into like this bad evil
We're the bad
whole
boys.
thing. Yeah.
Did they wear
We
black and
are
paint their
Satan.
fingernails?
No, I don't think so.
This
They
is the
didn't seem
80s.
to be. So
Oh, this was the 80s. Okay.
no, it's 90s.
Oh, 90s.
Oh,
It was
now I'm
95,
surprised.
94,
I'm
95.
a little surprised too.
So, okay, I'm in no way defending these kids and their actions, but I wrote my hackles just rise up when people label all metal evil, and that whole fucking thing that all metal music is evil and all, because that's bullshit. Because I've listened and I like really good Christian metal bands. I'm just gonna say Zayo's my favorite.
Have you heard of Need to Breathe?
Yes.
They're not metal, but I love them. They're
I've heard
very
them.
wholesome.
Do
Yeah,
they
we
talk
cried in the
about
car the
Jesus?
other day.
In their songs?
The
Not
ones mine
really.
don't. Mine don't.
Like
don't
maybe
anymore
like
either.
once every few songs they'll like say it one time, but like I didn't know they were a Christian band until I heard someone else ask. She's like, "Do you care if I play Christian music?" I was like, "I don't care." And I was like,
Do you
"I know
remember
this song."
when I was a teen, there was a Christian band that I was like super into, and they were like the new kids of the Christian world. And I cannot think
DC
of what
Talk.
they were called.
DC Talk.
Probably, yeah.
DC
That
Talk is
sounds
really
familiar.
popular.
Hmm.
They're not good, but they're very popular.
They're not good. They're very
I
bad.
mean,
To
it
me
was the early
personally-
90s. I was like
personally.
12, okay?
I mean,
I wasn't cultured.
all the shows I
Yeah.
went to, like a lot of them are Christian because I thought I still was. So,
Right.
but they didn't really talk about. It didn't feel Christian. That's
Just
the way I like
think
it.
about less swear words.
Pretty
If there's
much,
any swear
yeah.
words, there's basically just none.
Yeah.
Oh, Oma
Besides that, it's
approved.
the same.
Oma approved.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just pretty much if we all weren't so close-minded in some way or another, we could learn so much from each other and from different types of artistic expression. But these fucking kids deserve worse than they got, and I'm not defending them. It's
We
just,
hate them.
Yeah,
No,
they're
but
pieces
I
of shit.
mean, like I'm listening to what you're saying and taking that kind of to heart, where it's just like I am so triggered by my past that I I just shut right down.
Yeah.
And I'm not open really.
Well,
when
it's a
it-
defense mechanism, like
it
you said. It's
totally.
an immediate.
Absolutely.
yeah, and I mean it's visceral. Like I feel it
Yeah.
in my body.
I
Like
feel it really hard in my chest.
yeah. And I don't want to be like that. I want to be open.
It's hard.
It takes
it's hard
a
to
long
be.
time to
It
let
takes,
it go.
Yeah,
and-
it takes a lot of like growth to
Yeah.
be able to like hear other people and not because I do that with certain. I think everyone does it with certain.
Of course,
things.
yeah. We're
everybody
all
has their
emotional.
You're
baggage
like
and
don't
triggers.
like don't even start with me. No, not even gonna listen. Like you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You just
Mhm.
absolutely. So
Yeah.
I feel
No,
that
you're
way
good.
about religion and the ventriloquist dummy that Emily's mom keeps sending us pictures of. That is a hard pass.
Okay, so Joseph. He invited Elyse out to smoke some pot with him at a eucalyptus grove in Nipomo Mesa.
I'm gonna Google what a eucalyptus grove looks like.
Yeah.
God damn it! Let me go pee. You guys, oh fuck. Sorry, you guys.
Emily, right now you're in the bathroom.
You're taking a pee.
You're taking a pee.
Pee, 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 pee.
There you go.
Here she comes. She opened the door.
Oh my god.
Here she comes.
Sorry.
All right, here we go. Here comes the times of
Okay.
things.
So,
Trigger
so
warning.
Joseph and Elise are
Smoking some
Joseph.
weed.
Okay.
yeah.
Joseph invited Elyse out to smoke pot with them at the eucalyptus grove. And it's Joseph, Jacob, and Royce. Okay. As they sat around smoking and drinking away, and they were also kind of hidden from the view of the street, Jacob got up, took his belt off, and wrapped it around Elise's
Wait, what?
throat.
Wait, what? He
Yeah.
just jumped. Oh,
Told ya.
oh,
It gets right into it.
oh! He didn't even. Did
They
they
were
even
just
finish their
hanging-
J, or did he just? Oh,
They didn't say probably not.
man.
So they wrapped it around her neck. Royce held her down while Joe took a hunting knife out of the sheath in his pocket. He plunged the knife into her neck.
Jeez.
While Elyse was begging and crying for her mom,
Oh.
Jacob and Royce took turns stabbing her in the neck. They stabbed her 12 times. This didn't kill her immediately, so they stomped on her neck.
Oh
My God.
my
Yeah.
god!
But that didn't kill her.
Oh.
She eventually died of blood loss.
Oh, that's so slow.
Yeah, because they were like, oh, she didn't die from the stabbing, so
That's disgusting. The idea of someone stomping on any part of anything.
yeah, I was
And them just standing around. I mean, like,
There's
It
one
was
more
3
part.
boys.
There's 3 boys. After she was dead, they then took turns raping her body.
And these boys are how old? They're also teenagers.
14 through 17.
Oh, there's a
There's
14-year-old.
a fucking 14-year-old, and he was kind of the leader.
and I hope these
Fuck.
motherfuckers got tried as adults. I don't care if you are 14. I understand that teenage brains are not, and this goes back to your, like, it has to be a case by case kind of thing. But at 14, yes, you have
You know
impulse
better.
control. You're dumb.
know
but
right
you
from wrong.
know this isn't right.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know right from wrong.
Fuck.
Sorry, I got
Yeah.
really.
Fuck. Fuck.
So, she was her body was there for 8 months.
8?
8 months. Well, because it was like in a dense wooded, like it was. They didn't find her.
They
I
went
don't,
back- they
didn't
went
find a lot of information about what was happening while they were looking for her or whatever. But during the 8 months that her body was left there in the grove, the boys would come back often and have sex with her body.
Okay, you said you kind of gave us like a little tiny overview via Messenger about that. And my question was, which you did not answer, was she not decomposing?
They didn't say anything about that. I couldn't find any information about that, but she had to have been.
Because I
Well-
mean, I just, like bodies get bloated
Gross
and
yeah.
liquidy.
I
and-
tried to find, but I couldn't. It's weird. Like there's one weird book written about this, but I couldn't really find it.
I'm gonna Google how long. I know it takes. Like Ted Bundy went back to a bunch too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're one of the last ones he did. He had 3 women together, and he went back over months, even though they were decomposing. How long does it take for a body to? Because slippage is where the skin literally comes off the body, and I would assume that's probably the point where you couldn't have sex with it anymore.
Is she done talking about slippage? Sorry, it just gave me a mental picture I didn't ever actually need to have, and this could be when I'm having panic attacks.
Have you never heard of that term?
No.
I'm very curious about this now because it says a month after death is when the body starts to liquefy.
See, that's why I'm asking. In
So,
8 months, by 8
24
months,
is it winter?
No, because it's
No, it's
California. It's
like-
always nice. I mean, not nice, but it's not like here.
So
They don't
3
have
to 5
seasons.
3 to 5 days
Really.
is bloat. 8 to 10 is the body going from green to red as the blood decomposes. Several weeks, nails and teeth fall out, and then a month, the body starts to liquefy.
I'm not. They.
I mean-
so it was very hard to do this.
I have something disgusting to say, but if you're gonna go rape a dead body, there's only 2 parts of the body that you need. And maybe you just ignore the decomposition on the rest of it. Hope the vagina's
Probably.
still
I mean,
in place.
That's
In
my
the mouth?
guess.
Right? Like those are the only 2 things you could do things to.
Well, there's
there are
2.
3, but now we know what Michael's not getting.
Yeah, no. You're right, there are 3. I guess for some reason I was picturing her like laying on her back, and then I would think you couldn't move her, right? You like moving a dead body every time you go out
Especially
there
if
would
she's
make it.
liquidy.
So I think that's why I was thinking you wouldn't move her. You would just leave her there.
Right. Okay, I really would just rather like let's move on and not imagine how they were actually performing the deed.
The boys also bragged about the death during the time she was missing.
Ew.
While her family and friends searched for their friend and daughter, they told their friends about the murder, and Joseph even told his fucking mom.
Is Joseph the 14-year-old?
He's the one that took her out in the
Yeah.
Oh.
And since they were all like dumbass losers, they were never taken seriously.
Did she
Pretty much.
know when she went out with Joseph? Did she think that it was just going to be her and him, or did she know the other 2 boys were
She
going to be there?
knew Royce was kind of a surprise,
Okay.
and I don't remember which one is the 14-year-old.
Well, I mean,
I mean, at that
maybe
point, their
I'm
ages
terrible,
But
are-
I
in
don't
the
know if I'd
picture-
be scared of a 14-year-old.
In the
I probably
picture,
wouldn't.
he looks like he's fucking 14, and then Royce is older, and he looks like he's in his 20s.
Oh, I don't like that. Okay,
So
that
it was
creeps me
really
out.
weird how it's
But
just like baby, middle, old.
But it's weird that the young one was the one that was like the leader.
It's always the fucking ones you never think.
It's gross.
It's never a mannequin.
So March
Never
of
a mannequin.
1996, Elise's body was discovered. So if Royce never came and confessed, they probably wouldn't have found her.
Oh my god.
So, okay, apparently Royce had found Christianity, and
Fuck you.
big and he was worried that he probably was going to be the next one that the 2 boys would kill.
Oh.
So that's why he really came
Exactly. That's why I was
forward.
like, and
Yeah. Doesn't really have as much to do with Christianity
No.
as he was like, hey, so I participated in this murder.
yeah,
Now I think these guys are going to murder me. So, hey, please protect me.
Yeah.
yeah. He said Jacob and Joseph told Royce she wouldn't be the only one. There would be others. So before the murder, the boys would hang out together listening to Slayer. People like to really.
That is so lame.
It's so, you can't
they
blame
say it-
Slayer. Like, these kids made their own decision.
Absolutely, and that's what Slayer says.
When they murdered her, like, what, and maybe you're going to get to this, but was the motive the Satanism thing? Like, were they,
You're gonna find out.
okay. So just shut your mouth, Tori.
You're fine. So Jacob and Joseph, before the murder, they would hang out listening to Slayer, playing in their band, and since they quote unquote worship Satan, they thought about sacrificing a beautiful. They talked about sacrificing a beautiful blue-eyed blonde virgin, which Elyse was beautiful blonde-eyed, and I'm not a virgin currently. Later, Royce would tell the authorities this is about that this is why they chose Elyse. Elyse, quote, she had blonde hair and blue eyes, and because she was a virgin, she would be a perfect sacrifice for the devil.
Wow.
When they asked why they did this, Royce said it was to receive power from the devil to help them play guitar better.
Nope. Nope.
Direct quote.
Nope. Fuck that kid.
And help them, quote, go professional.
Nope.
So I'm just, this is definitely not how you can play guitar better. I'm going to say that.
Nope.
And that's called practice. One of the chief investigators said, quote, by making this perfect sacrifice to the devil, the boys thought it would help them go professional.
Nope, you're stupid. I hate you.
Yeah.
You're stupid and I hate you.
Okay, so there's another twist.
God fucking damn it.
I know.
Twist.
The boys apparently tried to do this once before
Fabulous.
to her,
Oh
the
my
same
god.
to Elyse.
And she was still going out.
You're gonna okay. She was hanging out with Jacob, Joseph, and some other unknown kid. They all went to walk together on the mesa. I don't know what this is.
Isn't that a song?
There was a
Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Yeah.
There was a steep ravine, and one of the boys pretended to slip down the ravine. Elyse came down to help him. As she reached the unknown kid, Joseph took out a knife and threw it down to the kid. Jacob and Joseph both told him over and over, do it, do it.
What?
Mm-hmm. So the random kid just like froze and didn't go with it because
he's normal.
Yeah.
Did they didn't talk about it before? They
they talked about her murdering her for months.
But like, was this
No, but
kid in
he
on the
wasn't.
The
plan?
kid was just a random. He's not.
He just
appeared
happened to be
since.
there. They were like trying to get him to do it.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
So they wouldn't.
But
do
like,
it.
what is but I'm pretty sure, you know what though, when you're 14, you probably be, they would just say like, we were just kidding. And you probably believe
Well,
them.
okay. So he froze. The incident was never reported by Elyse. So she probably thought it was a joke as she went to hang out with these dudes again after this.
Nope.
So teen boys are usually fucking dumbasses, and we as women are fucking told to forever be polite. Don't upset anyone. It was probably nothing. So the poor girl probably had no idea how truly fucked up they were.
Or what kind of
And that
danger
it was
she was
real.
in.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
So Royce wrote in his journal after the murder about the rising of Satan and that serial murderers would make Satan happy. So here's a quote from his journal 3 months after the murder. Okay. I'm fighting on the other side now, allied with the darkened souls. Satan's raised and shall conquer and reign. In the Bible, it says that in the end, Lucifer will bring out his best in everything: music, love, murder. All the psycho serial killers and rapists don't know that if they would just build an altar of sacrifice and kill the person on the altar and then have repeated sex with the corpse, virgin meat is the ultimate sacrifice.
Where
Ew.
was this kid getting his information? I realize that the
Yeah.
parents are saying that it was Slayer. But like,
The young kid. God
but
damn it.
like, what I mean,
They didn't
he's
really
writing this in his journal, so it
Yeah.
seems like he legitimately believed whatever bullshit he was spewing. So my question is, did he hear that somewhere? Did he read that somewhere?
Probably.
Like, I don't think that came out of his warped little mind, but maybe
No.
it did. I'm just like,
It's hard to tell.
Where do you get this?
Because they didn't really say.
nonsense?
So before the boys were sent to jail, they all blamed Slayer for their shit, quoting whatever lyrics to make them look like they had no responsibility in what they did. A couple of years later, the boys then blamed Joseph as being the leader and the one with the most knowledge about worshiping Satan. Jacob admitted in an interview with the Washington Post, quote, the music is destructive. That's not why Elyse was murdered. She was murdered because Joe was obsessed with her and obsessed with killing her.
Awesome.
So after Royce came in, they arrested the other two. They all confessed, and all three pleaded no contest to the murder. In 1997, they were all sentenced to 25 years to life. They're all in three separate prisons in California.
25 years doesn't seem
That's
like
Probably
clearly.
because they were minors when they did it.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Like,
And Royce,
I'm kind
I
of
think,
impressed. They
were
even
they
got
charged
25
as
to life.
adults or were they charged
I
as
couldn't
minors?
find. I couldn't. It was so weird.
They
It's
must
so-
have been charged as adults because otherwise,
Just
by the
to
time they
life.
were 18, they would have been.
Yeah. So
released.
in 1996, Elise's parents sued Slayer, saying that the
Wow.
music incited the murder of Elyse. They claim that the songs Postmortem and Dead Skin Mask, quote, gave their daughter's killer instructions to stalk, rape, torture, murder, and commit acts of necrophilia.
Wow.
This case was thrown out by the judge, saying there's not a legal position that could be taken that would make Slayer responsible for the girl's death.
Wouldn't that be like freedom of speech?
Where do you draw the line? You might as well start looking through the library at every book on the shelf.
Yeah.
So they tried again. In 2001, a judge said, Slayer lyrics are repulsive and profane, but they do not direct or instruct listeners to commit the acts that resulted in the vicious torture murder of Elyse Pahler. The judge also said that the music is not harmful to children and is protected by the First Amendment. I thought that was kind of funny. I really wouldn't have my kids listening to it, I guess.
I mean, yeah, but like, for sure, there are a bunch of things that, I wouldn't let.
But this is when parental lyrics became like the warning.
Yeah, this was like right at that time.
Right at that time.
The explicit thing.
Mm-hmm, the explicit, yeah.
And so for my last little quote, the drummer of Slayer did an interview with Guitar World magazine and said, quote, "They're trying to blame this whole thing on us. If you're going to do something stupid like that, you should get in trouble for it." And he pointed out that the blame belongs to the killers only, and they didn't even follow the proper necrophilia sacrifice rules that are in this.
So, like, that's right.
I was like, bro.
Yeah, like, read the room, dude.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I'm at an age now where, and again, like you said, like if I was a parent, I wouldn't be letting my children listen to that. And I'm not into metal, and he was never into like Marilyn Manson. And it's everybody's definition of art is different. But to me, I'm just like, why is that like in your head, Slayer, that you're writing songs about it? I'm not saying that Slayer influenced these kids or that, Slayer made them do it. They made their own choice. Plenty of people listen to Slayer and don't go out and sacrifice teenagers.
Yeah.
But it's also still kind of like, what's in your head?
It's like Woody Harrelson with writing his, or Woody Harrelson.
See, you did it too.
Woody Allen with writing his movies.
Right.
It's like the same concept. Everyone was like, then we noticed that all the storylines are basically the same, and we were like, this is not cool.
What's creepy though in that is that they actually talk about how like, and it's said in a way that's like almost reverent to him.
Yeah.
That like, oh, he was the one that normalized this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, this is his trope, but he normalized it and people started looking at it differently. Like, that's not a positive thing.
No, but I mean, some people are very attracted and thrive in this energy of, the occult and all that stuff, and that's their path to take.
True.
But you don't kill people.
Please don't.
Just don't kill people.
No, and I think, again, like there's something, if you're a 14-year-old, even if you're a 17-year-old, and these are the thoughts that you're having. Like,
seek help.
Something is wrong. Yeah, and seek help. Like, if you are having feelings where you want to hurt yourself or someone else. Or animals, especially animals.
Mm-hmm.
Please find somebody
We're like, kill
to
the
reach out
neighborhood.
to.
Okay, whatever. But like, don't kill dogs though.
Don't kill our precious.
Please don't kill dogs.
Our precious sweet babes.
Shall we sign off?
Adjourn.
Motherfucking Slayer. There you go. That's all I got.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode. We put out new episodes every single Wednesday, and if you're impatient like me, be sure to become a Patreon where you can get your episodes early each week. For as little as $5 a month, you not only significantly support the production of this podcast, but you'll also get ad-free episodes in addition to them being early. For pictures, videos, and links related to this episode, be sure to check out our Instagram at 3sacrime. And for more information, go to 3sacrime.com.